Hey everybody, and welcome back to Life with Lolo. It's time for our weekly recap of Sistas. This is season 3, episode 14, and it was titled One Word Answers. Alright, y'all, before I jump into this recap review, if you are not already subscribed to my channel, please go ahead and hit that subscribe button along the notification bell to be notified when I drop new videos. And if you end up liking this recap review, go ahead and hit me with that thumbs up button. Alright, y'all, so it picks up where it left off last week with Maurice's mouth wide open and Calvin and his girl, or whoever that girl is, butt naked, one in the refrigerator, the other one holding their stuff, and Bree looking like, are you serious right now? So Calvin like, Bree like, so I'ma go. And the naked chick, she want to hold a conversation, talking about, oh my God, you're Bree? I've heard so much about you. Girl, shut up. Maurice is like, look here, Becky. You don't talk to her. You don't get to talk to her. My name's Peggy. Yeah, you're Becky. Okay, so he ain't going back and forth. Calvin want to explain, but he butt naked, covering up his junk with a bottle of barbecue sauce. I said, oh my God. Of course, Maurice got to be flirting with him and stuff, talking about it's some hickory barbecue sauce, and he just want to lick. Calvin like, look, I'm no. So then he like, all right. Bree, let me put some clothes on real quick. So he running the room. While he running the room to put some clothes on, Bree like, look, I'll talk to y'all later or whatever like that. Maurice like, she gone. Calvin come back out. He mad because Bree done left. And Maurice is mad. I'm not mad. Is like, why you upset? Why you upset or whatever? He like, well, why y'all home? It's the middle of the day. Why y'all home anyway or whatever? He like, cause we got off work early or whatever. And he like, why is you mad? He like, cause we just made up. And so he like, and this how you made up? Like, what's going on or whatever? And so he told my son, well, Bree don't want to commit, so I ain't do nothing wrong. So Maurice was just like, so why are you mad again? And of course, Maurice flirting with him and all the other good stuff. So at Bree's house, Bree's still not there. She on the way. Danny there, Andy there, and Karen walks in and she like, well, where Bree at? Danny like, she not here. She had to drop Maurice off or whatever. So they just kind of talking or whatever. And then they talk about Bree ain't never got no alcohol, or if she do got alcohol, or some cheap shit. So of course Danny got the little mini bottles of alcohol. So they get glasses. I'm like, y'all just can't drink out the little bottle, but whatever. So they get glasses and drink the alcohol and stuff like that. And they clowning Danny, talking about something she gonna go to jail because she keeps stealing the little bottles and stuff. And then Danny had ended up telling them what happened. Like, Maurice upset because he was involved with the dude who robbed the bank and stuff like that. And so Karen was like, well, I mean, we can't really feel bad for them or whatever. And it was like, excuse me, what happened with JJ or whatever? She was like, well, I didn't know nothing about that. Well, didn't he rob a liquor store on the first date? I said, not the first date. Talking about some, she was sitting in the car waiting while he went into the liquor store to rob the liquor store. I said, Jesus. And she didn't know he was robbing it. She told him when he went in there, yo, grab me a candy bar. I said, Lord, please don't tell me this man came out with the goods and the candy bar. I would have died. But anyway, Bree finally get there. She mad because, of course, what just happened with Calvin. But she don't really want to tell them, what was going on. So they ask her, like, what's happening? How you doing? And she like, well, wait a minute. Why y'all here anyway? They was like, well, you just got robbed. We wanted to see what was going on. And so she was like, I told you, Karen, I was fine. She was like, yeah, but, we your girls. We had to see for ourselves and stuff like that. So they standing there talking. And then Danny, what happened? Something, that's how it came up. Cause they was like, you ain't never got no alcohol or nothing like that. And she was like, well, I did have alcohol. Calvin drank it all. So they was like, what? He drank it all, whatever. We was just here. Y'all just did it or whatever. And she was like, yeah. But, so then she tells them what happened, how she walked in how she was at Maurice's house and then he walked out with the girl and stuff like that. And so Danny like, but didn't y'all just have sex? Like, what? So they all like in disbelief, like he really had some other chick in there or whatever. They like, look, we need more alcohol because this tea is just too much or whatever. Then they asked her about the bank because she don't want to talk about Calvin no more. So then they talk about the bank and she tell them the story about what happened with Maurice and stuff like that. And they was all like, well, this on Maurice. And she like, no, y'all don't know Maurice like I know Maurice. I'm like, this on Maurice. Because if he would have just turned Q ass in When Q had robbed Calvin, none of this would have happened. But instead, he wanted to sleep with him. Okay, this all on Maurice. So, they switched because they want to talk back, more about Maurice and more about the bank and more about Calvin and stuff like that. But Bree, she drunk. I said, girl, you just drank the alcohol. It ain't even have enough to get down your body yet. But anyway, she drunk, child. So she starts spilling all the tea about Karen, talking about something. Let's talk about Karen and Aaron and how he just proposed to her and all this other stuff. So she like, girl, you not even drunk yet. Like, what is you doing? So Danny like, I told you when she get mad, she just bite back at you. So then they asking Karen, like, well, what's going on with Aaron? Why he proposing and stuff? She was like, well, I told him no, that we should wait or whatever. And Brie was like, yeah, they should wait because Zach just came and laid that fat check down or whatever. So now she thinking about Zach. So they like, what are you thinking about Zach? Of course, Andy don't want to say nothing because she knows what's going on between Zach and Fatima, but she don't want to be in the middle. So she talking about, oh, these apples look real good. They real shiny and fresh and stuff. I said, girl, you'd have been better to keeping your mouth closed, but now you done drew attention to yourself. So then they asking her, like, well, what you know about what's going on with Zach? Is Zach and Fatima together? Because Danny just flat out asked them, like, is Zach and Fatima together? She was like, I don't want to say nothing. I can't say nothing. Whatever. So she don't say nothing. And I'm like, that's ice cold. I mean, yeah, you got allegiance to Fatima, because you told her. Did she tell her she wasn't gonna say nothing? But Karen, your best friend, like, I don't know. That'd have been a hard pill to swallow. Like, I would have just told Fatima, like, girl, don't tell me your business and stuff like that. But they was like, was you hanging around Fatima and stuff like that? She was like, I'm not cool with her like that. I'm her boss. I said, so now we lying? Like, at least you could say, I do know something, but I told her I wasn't going to say. Or like, I really don't want to get involved with it or whatever. And that's finally what she had said. But she was lying at first. Talking about something, I don't have conversations with her like that. I'm her boss and yada, yada, yada. So Karen like, well, if Andy had something to tell me, I'm sure she would tell me because, she my best friend or whatever. So then they ended that or whatever. Child, who knocking at the door? Calvin ass. So Calvin come in and they was like, oh, this finna be good. So Andy go answer the door and stuff like that. And he trying to talk and whatever. And he's talking about, oh, well, I didn't know you had company or whatever. I can come back. They like, oh, no, we're not company. You can come on in. So he come on in and they like, he like, well, Sabrina, well, I mean, how much did she tell you? I know she told us everything. She told us everything. Because he's talking about I know she probably told you I had a lady friend over. Not a lady friend. But they was like, she told us everything. And then here go Daddy. Yeah, she told us about the panties and the vibrator or some shit. So he started going off. And he like, well, he don't want to talk. He was like, Danny, I'm sick of your shit and all this stuff. Then he called her a bitch. I think he called her a bitch. I said, see now, no. Now at that point, that's when Bree should have said something. Because you don't let nobody talk to your friend like that. Girl, stop. But she was all hush mouth. Ain't saying nothing over there in the corner. And they did tell him not to talk to her, to talk to them. But then he ended up talking to her anyway and telling her, like, look, I apologize, and if you want to sit down and talk to me without having your little minions talk for you or whatever, then you come at my house at 8 o'clock because I'm cooking dinner. And so they was all looking like, okay. And so then he ends up leaving. They was like, ooh, child, I see why you with him because he turned me on a little bit or whatever. And so they was like, you going to dinner? And she was like, no, I ain't going to dinner or whatever. They was like, girl, stop lying. You lying or whatever. And so Danny got a call from Preston, so she said she was on her way. Andy said she gonna go talk to Gary, and then Karen was like, well, I'm gonna go call Zach and, talk to Zach. And they was like, you gonna call Zach? And she was like, yeah, unless it's something I'm supposed to know about. If you want to tell me something? And of course, Andy again, hush mouth. She was just like, no, ain't nothing I need to tell you, whatever like that. And so then Bree was like, well, what's going on with Gary and his wife? So Andy was like his ex-wife, and I already told y'all I'm going to handle that situation, so don't even worry about that or whatever. They was like, all right, girl, you going to handle it. And so they all split. Danny, she go home, child, Rodeo chilling on the couch. This scene was so hilarious because Preston is a goddamn fool. Okay? He is a fool. So he sit on the couch and stuff like that, and he like, well, she telling him like she glad he called, and he was like, well, I wasn't sure if I was gonna call, and she was like, well, why not? He was like, well, I don't know really what to say or whatever. So the conversation real blah. He just basically giving her one word answers every time she adds something, and so she getting annoyed, and she like, well, why are you over here? Like, what's going on or whatever? So he was like, well, I was in my car on my way to my cousin's house, and I was trying to think like what we have in common or whatever. Because, I just don't honestly know what to say. You don't listen to my music. You don't want me to talk about my friends. You don't want me to talk about work. So I don't know what to say or whatever. And I was thinking like what we have in common. And I don't really feel like we got enough in common. Like the only thing we really do got in common is effing. So she was like, what? Like, what did you talk about? He was like, so that's all we got in common. That's all I thought that we had in common. So like what we doing or whatever. So we might as well get it going, get it popping. She was like, I think not or whatever. So he was like, well, why you don't want to? Like, that's all we got in common. That's what we do best or whatever. So he starts taking his shirt off, child. He starts taking his belt off. He start opening up his pants. And so she like, Preston, no, we're not doing that or whatever. He was like, what? Come on, girl, let me beat that pussy up. Let me beat it up like a box. Come on, then let me snatch that coochie. Get up. He was like, come on, girl, pop that wop. I said, not pop the wop. That's what I died and came back to life. Okay. So she like, all right, whatever. I get it. Your point, you made your point or whatever. You made your point. We have more things in common than we think about or whatever. And maybe we can talk and figure it out. He was like, oh, okay. That's what I'm talking about or whatever. So she upset because he took that approach. She was like, well, that's all you had to say instead of coming in here doing all that extra stuff or whatever. You should just say that we need to sit down and talk. And I'm like, girl, he been trying to say that and you weren't listening. You was just hushing him up and blocking him and not wanting to talk or nothing like that. So this was more effective than what he was doing before. So that's on you. But, so he was just like, well, let's sit down and talk about. Because he was just like, you don't trust people, and why you don't trust people? And she was like, because of the way I grew up. He was like, well, see, I don't know nothing about that. You don't share that. She was like, you ain't asked, but you want to have something in common. You ain't even having a conversation. You're not even trying to have a conversation with him. You just want to block him off. So then he finally was just like, all right, we gonna sit down and talk and discuss and see what we got in common. If we don't got nothing in common, we gonna just do what we do best in the bedrooms. Like, Preston is over the games. He is over Danny ass, okay? He said, look, I ain't playing no more of these games, okay? But so Andy, she go home, child. Gary there looking all salty and child, just looking Gary-ish. So he's sitting there with the coffee cup or whatever. He ain't really saying nothing. He look like he's scrolling on his phone. He ain't saying nothing. So she's talking to him like, hey, how you doing and stuff. He ain't talking. So so she was just like, so we just gonna sleep underneath the same roof and don't speak to each other or whatever? Well, that's just for a few nights or whatever. So what you mean? Like, talk to me, what you mean by that? Yeah, so I brought a new place and, I'm just waiting for it to get painted. So you wasn't going to tell me nothing? You wasn't going to say nothing to me? You wasn't going to talk to me about this? We in a relationship? You wasn't going to talk to me about this? Nope. So I was just going to come home and, like, look in the closet and all your stuff was going to be moved out? Yep. So that's Gary, okay? So then she like, okay, so you could be an asshole. Look. I will not put up with the name calling, okay? Well, you're acting like an asshole, Gary. See. I didn't believe my therapist at first. But now I do. Because she said that you was going to do exactly what you're doing. She said that. She said what you was going to do. Look, Gary, you need to leave that woman alone because she going to mess you up, okay? Because I am a woman and I know women and I know a lot of good therapists, okay? And any therapist that say that they want to bring in another woman into their fiance's house without any notice and try to separate us wants to F you, okay? And wants to have sex with you, all right? Instead of fixing and encouraging, and instead of fixing a relationship, she's encouraging you to leave, okay? She wants to have sex with you, Gary. She wants to have sex with you. She said you would say all that. She said you would say all that. See, you need to leave her alone. You need to leave her. No, see, if you just sit down and talk to her, you will see she good for. I'm not talking to her because she is cuckoo. She is a quack. No, she good for us. How would you know about good, Gary? So you trying to insult me? Look, What next she gonna say is, I'm not good for you, that you should move on, you should find somebody that's better for you, and all of this other stuff. She already said all that. She already said all that. See, that's what I'm talking about, Gary. See, that's what I'm talking about. You know what? I just can't wait till you move out. Oh, I can make it quicker. I can make it quicker. Oh, you can? Oh, that'd be better for me. Okay, so how about you just go ahead and leave my key right there on the table, and I will get the locks changed again. Okay. All right, Andy. All right, Andy. Because you know what? If I leave, I'm not coming back. That'll be the best idea ever. Oh, you just gonna be this cold. You just gonna be this cold. You make me that way. Huh. Okay. So then he got up, child. He put the key on the table and then he left. I said, bye, Gary. But he gonna be back. Because then he do that before, child. I said, boy, bye. But anyway, we see Zach with Fatima. It really wasn't nothing big. Basically, Zach got approved for the house, so he gonna be moving into the house, child. He want her to decorate and bring a bed and stuff. And then he want her to move in with him because he said all him life he been being taken care of. He want to take care of his woman. So she like, I don't know about that, Zach. I don't know about that. He like, look, that's what we gonna do. We gonna do that, okay? He ended up giving her some roses, and then Fatima had on this sexy ass lingerie, child. I said, girl. But anyway, that was it for them. So they bow chicky wow child. So then we see Karen. She leaving Zach a message on the voicemail. So he unblocked her and she leaving a voice message on the mailbox. I said on the mailbox. On the voicemail telling him to come by and whatever. So then it's a knock at the door. Of course, it's Aaron. He done brought some Chinese. Apparently they had Chinese and movies on Wednesday, but she had forgot. So he like, well, if you had forgot, why you all dressed all sexy and stuff? And so she was like, and got the candles popping. She was like, well, I was just with the girls and stuff. And, I just wanted to zen out. He was like, oh, okay, well, we can zen out and stuff. And, I got your favorite swanton soup and all this other stuff. You want to pick a movie and stuff? She was like, sure. We see Calvin. He in the kitchen whipping up the stir fry. And then Maurice come out. He like, child, what you cooking all this food for? And so he like, well, for Brie, she got told her that she better come over here at 8 o'clock because I'm cooking dinner. He was like, she ain't coming over here, child. And he was like, she coming over here because I told her. What you got, a magic stick? Don't worry about it. I got... what you got, girl? Spill. So he ain't say nothing. So then it's a knock at the door. He think it's Bree, child. No, it's the bartender. He came over there to cheer up Maurice. Of course, Maurice was trying to be cheered up, and then the bartender was basically like, well, girl, I'm gonna take you down to the Mexican buffet and we gonna eat all you can eat and I'm gonna pay for it. So Maurice was like, girl, let me fix my wig. And so then they go into the bedroom. Of course, it was past 8 o'clock. So Bree, either she gonna be late or she ain't gonna show at all. And I hope she don't show at all, but of course we know she gonna show up. Anyway, that was it for them. We see Danny and Rodeo, they chat, and apparently they had some stuff in common or whatever like that. And she figured out why he liked to talk about the cows all the time, because he got a love for the cows, because he had freed the cow that he had fancied or whatever. So that's why he got this whole thing about the cows. So then she want about Chicky Wow now. So he like, oh, now you want to do it. Now you want to fuck. I was cracking up. She was like, Preston, see, nope. So then he kept on. She was like, why are you talking like that? Don't talk like that. Come on, don't talk like that. He was like, what? I'm just saying, I'm trying to switch it up on these hoes. Cracking up. He's talking about, all right, seriously, you want to put that wop in my mouth? But anyway, they ended up trying to buy Chicky Wow child. I was just dying. I said, Preston is too much. So then we see Karen and Aaron, child. So it's a dry ass date. She kind of just sitting there. He's sitting there. It's a pillow in between them. I said, what kind of nonsense? Y'all ain't cuddled up or nothing, child. But anyway, the movie go off. She feeling some type of way about the movie, because the movie was about a woman in love with two men. And then the woman had ended up going to the man, the new man, not the ex or whatever. So she like, did you put this on purpose, whatever? He was just like, no, I ain't do that on purpose. So she like, So you just happened to pick out a movie with a woman who was in love with two men, and she ended up picking the dude and all this other stuff. He was like, oh, dang, I didn't even realize that or whatever. So anyway, he was just like, well, I'm gonna go, because she was just like, I'm ready for bed, I'm gonna go sleepy night. So then he was like, well, I'm gonna go. So then he was getting ready to leave, and then they ended up kissing. Child, they start kissing, they making out or whatever. He was like, I want to make love to you or whatever. And so she was like, no, I don't want you to make love to me. I want you to fuck me or whatever. He was like, what? She was like, I want you to fuck me or whatever. So he was like, oh, okay, say less, bitch. So then they start getting in and stuff. Child, why she moan out Zach? I said, oh my God. And that's how it ended, child. I said, girl, Zach don't want you. He done moved on to Fatima. And I wish the least Andy would do is tell her, like, you ain't got a chance no more. You not getting Zach back. He done moved on to Fatima. Like, at least say that. But don't really tell what's going on. But just say, like, girl, I think you just need to move on. Like, something like that. But she letting this girl make a fool out of her goddamn self. I said, she ain't no friend of hers. But anyway, y'all let me know how y'all felt about the episode down there in them comments. Again, if you are not subscribed to my channel, please go ahead and hit that subscribe button along with the notification bell to be notified when I drop new videos. And if you ended up liking this recap review, go ahead and hit me with that thumbs up button. All right, y'all. Until next time. Peace.